Breaking news. Russia is using a World War II-era strategy in Ukraine. Air-filled tanks. This week, reports surfaced that Ukraine is using balloon decoys in the form of inflatable main battle tanks. A drone pilot from Ukraine reportedly spotted the Russian 45th Separate Camouflage Engineer Regiment setting up inflatable T-72 tanks on the war's southern front. Heavy weaponry, including high-mobility artillery rocket system decoy units, were also discovered. The Kremlin hopes that Kyiv will mistake the decoys for real military equipment, thereby reducing its ammunition stockpiles. Moscow's actual tank fleet is in dismal shape, so this strategy looks like a last resort to protect the MBTs it already has. It is estimated that Russia has lost at least half of its tank arsenal since the invasion against Ukraine began. Moscow's armored vehicles, including its modern T-90s and Soviet-era T-72s and T-80s, have had a hard time against Ukraine's sophisticated anti-tank weaponry. Kyiv's defenses have been bolstered by a large quantity of military hardware donated by the United States and its NATO allies. The offensive capabilities of the Ukrainian military have been greatly bolstered by the introduction of cutting-edge anti-tank systems like the FGM-148 Javelin and HIMARS over the past year and a half. The Institute for Strategic Studies in London estimated earlier this year that Russia has cut its stock of T-72s by 50%, and its stock of T-80s by more than two-thirds. Ukraine destroys another T-72 tank. Russia's armored vehicles are still taking damage from Kyiv's ongoing counteroffensive. Ukraine Weapons Tracker, an open-source intelligence group, released footage this week showing the destruction of yet another T-72 MBT. According to the Twitter video, an FPV loitering munition launched from Ukraine was responsible for the attack in the area of Kreminna, Luhansk Oblast. Technical particulars and capabilities. The T-72 tank platform has been around for half a century, but it still plays a significant role in Russia's armored corps. The MBT was developed during the Cold War to compete with similar NATO vehicles. After the Soviet Union's fall, the T-72, Ural, would become the most common tank in use throughout the Warsaw Pact. The Iranian, Iraqi, Indian, and Syrian militaries were among those who expressed interest in the upgraded Ural. The T-72 is equipped with a 125 mm smoothbore gun and a 12.7 mm anti-craft machine gun, allowing it to engage in close-quarters combat with aircraft. While the tank's exterior is more fortified by explosive reactive armor and armor plating than it was in the T-62, the Ural is still vulnerable to cutting-edge anti-tank weapons. The T-72 has had multiple revisions over the years to keep it current with evolving threats. Business Insider outlines the many changes made to the latest version. The ballistic computer and automatic tracker built into the relatively new Kalina fire control system are outstanding. A laser rangefinder and enhanced thermal sights are included. It's capable of using cutting-edge ammunition like high-explosive rounds and sabots that can penetrate armor. Moscow will be at an even greater disadvantage in terms of MBT power once Kyiv receives its incoming shipments of M1A1 Abrams and additional British Challengers and German Leopards.